married woman by her real name.
Seti's particular obsession is this temple at Abydos. She firmly believes she lived here in a previous existence more than 3,000 years ago.
There's one old story. When I was 3 years old, I fell downstairs and, of course, knocked unconscious. My parents fetched the doctor, who examined me very carefully and said I was dead. And as I was the one and only, and the apple of my mother's eye, I mean, she went off the deep end and everybody was fussing around her. And I was left in my room lying on the bed. And then the doctor said he'd return in an hour with a nurse to wash the body and the death certificate, which he did. When he came back with the nurse and went into my room, the dead body was sitting on the bed playing in the mother.
What's up, guys? This is Mike Beavers from The Theory, and you are listening to Alien Strand Podcast, the dopest UFO alien podcast out there. And if you want to find out about me, just go on YouTube and search UFOs over U of O or The Theory with Mike Beavers. Stay tuned, guys.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Alien Strand Podcast. I'm your host, Don Ledesma, and welcome to today's show. Yes. I hope you guys are enjoying this amazing cool weather now. We're starting to cool down a little bit down here in South Texas. I'm really appreciating it. I just love it, man. I'm still in shorts, though. Yeah, I'm still in shorts, but it's okay. I'm always going to be in shorts, man, just until it hits like 20 degrees. And then once it gets to like 20 degrees, then yeah, I'll be getting out of the shorts and putting on some jeans, unless it gets a little too chilly, you know, because I'm this hot guy. I'm always hot all the time. So I don't know why, but it's just in my genes. But anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. I have a nice podcast to talk about today. It's called The Temple of Life. And I'm going to get into some frequencies, right? A couple of frequencies and how the frequency of let's just say the universe, right? Or the God frequency. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. And, I just want to welcome everybody. We don't always talk about aliens and UFOs and all that good stuff. We do talk about other things as well, like life after death, reincarnations, things like that, right? And we like to get that out to people because it's still the unknown. We don't know what it is, right? We don't know what it is, but we'll get into that here in a minute. But if you guys are new to ufology, welcome to ufology. Welcome to Alien Strand Podcast. And, we just trying to get all this disclosure as much as we can, as long as anybody can listen to it and learn a little bit. Hey, we're glad to throw it out to you guys, because that's what Alien Strand is all about. It's about, getting the information, man, because We're just about disclosure. Anyway, find us on 26 to 28 platforms, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Alexa. You can find us on Deezer, Castbox, Podbean, all these great audio platforms of podcasting. Man, there's a lot of great podcasters out there. I was listening to another one. It's called, I think the Drunken Podcasters podcast, something like that. This guy and this girl, this couple, they get together and then they have a few drinks while they talk about really dark things in the rabbit hole, right? They really dive into a rabbit hole, and they were talking about this anthrax scare from the from early 2000s, and that was out there. And it's a great podcast, by the way. They followed me as well, gave me a nice 5 stars, and I went back and I reciprocated that the same way, because we all stick together in ufology. We all stick together as podcasters, because sometimes we are the real deal, where you're going to get all the disclosure as much as possible, right? That's what we're about. And there's no IN team, of course. I always talk about Alien Strand Disclosure Project. Yes, because we all work together as one, right? A bunch of us out there on Alien Strand Disclosure Project group. You can find us on Facebook. There's 2 or 3 of them out there. Go look for them. There's a private group, and then there's 2 open platform groups for you guys to join. No trolls invited, please. And if you start trolling, guess what happens? We pull you right out of there, quickly. Right, so no trolling. We put these out there so people can tell their stories, show all the proof that they have on ufology, scars and scab marks maybe, and burns and UFOs, of course, and things that they catch every day, of course. And we do analysis on a lot of this ufology that we disclose, right? And I know we talked about the disclosure before about what they did in the Congress, and which I applaud those guys 150%. But there's still a lot to talk about. And if you guys want to, go to our TikTok page. We have a thing here. It's called All My Links. Click on that. You'll see our TikTok page. You'll see our Patreon page, where I have actually video presentations of a lot of this podcasting that I do. Go join us there for free. You can even join us on TikTok as well. And I'll go live on TikTok every once in a while, and I'll get a guest on or whatever. I'll be on somebody's other TikTok platform, and you can join in those discussions as well. You can actually jump in and join in on those discussions, especially when I go live myself. I have enough to, like 8 or 10 people that can join in and start discussing things that we talk about, right? And I do them real short. They're about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They're not very long, but we try to get as much information out as possible. And through a lot of these social media apps, please follow us through as many as possible. YouTube, we still have the middle out there for free. Go watch it out there on our YouTube page. Click us a like and subscribe there as well. And of course, Patreon, all these other, Rumble, we're everywhere, man. And that way, we're trying to get disclosure as far as we can get it. We are all over the world, really, in reality, because we have a lot of Alien Strand Disclosure Project representatives all over the world. And, they reach out to me every day, every single day. And because they want to give out as much disclosure as possible. I just reached out, 2 of them reached out to me from TikTok today after last night after I posted a video of that those pilots making an actual report of a live flying UFO, and you actually get to see the UFO there on the actual video there on TikTok. Go check that out. Look for Alien Strand there. I really appreciate it. Follow us there. Goes a long way as well. Now, today, we're going to kind of dive deep into the rabbit hole as well. We're going to talk a little bit about life and the tree of life, in a sense of that. How do we interpret the life consciousness as we do daily, right? Because we live our day-to-day lives here on this world, and we wake up. Of course, we have our daily duties, go to work, wake up, drink some coffee, take the kids, get the kids ready. If you have any, take them off to school. And if they're out of college, congratulations. Thank you. And make sure they don't move back in. But, this is what you do on a daily life, right? So you get them, you get your day going. There you go, right? You just don't think about anything. Just bam, you're there. Maybe you'll have a good day. Maybe you'll have a bad day, regardless of what it is or how the day unfolds. But you're living in the now, and you're living in the consciousness. And the consciousness is you. Whether you believe you're living in some sort of a matrix or some sort of a let's just say a parallel universe where there's 3 or 4 or 10 or 100 of you moving at the exact same time in this parallel universe. That's a possibility as well, right? But you're not going to ever see that. You'll never see past the 3 dimensions. With our visual eyes and our concept of how our brains reflect light back into our skulls, right? And reciprocate it into where it's giving you images, life, you're breathing, you're smelling, you're touching, you're feeling, everything, the sensations are coming into the body that you have now, right? So, and these are the things that you don't think about because it's just normal for you now as an adult or as, a younger person. We just live for the now, right? And we go by our daily lives without thinking the depth or why or how, right? And we just never get into that discussion with people about it, because then they start thinking about religion, and then everything comes about in different stories. Of course, we've heard it all kinds of ways in different religions, right? Or different prophecy books, even the Egyptians, and everybody has a book of life. Every known culture in the world, every known culture has its own book of life and consciousness. Really, in reality, if you really dive deep into that rabbit hole, that's what that is. But how do we get that into an expression of the thought process of what goes into it, right? Because some people just don't think about it. We just live in the moment. That's it, right? But what if there's more and it's deeper than we think? Now, if you heard the music from the very beginning opening of this podcast, that music was actually at the universal frequency, which is 936 hertz. That music you heard at the very beginning of this podcast was the universal God frequency, what they call it. And it's just a pitch, really, in reality. It's music made within the same pitch. Whether it's a lower pitch or a higher pitch, it's the frequency that comes from space, right? That's just why they call it the universal frequency, right? And it's used if you just hit the tone, like it's a tone that goes boo. It's a really high tone, right? And if you hit that tone, it's supposed to heal you inside and get your biology of your body, your mechanisms, everything starts firing up, and it's able to let's just say you're having an issue with an ailment of some sort. Well, there's a possibility that frequency, if you play it long enough and you're sitting in it, that it'll resonate within you, and then you'll be able to feel better, let's just say, or possibly get healed by that frequency, right? Because it resonates around us. It's kind of hard to put it into words, but I'm going to let you listen to this real quick. It's a little story about Joe Rogan, and he had a guest on, and they were able to talk about life just a little bit. This is probably about 2 minutes long, but have a listen in on this conversation. It's a wonderful conversation, by the way, and it kind of teaches you about consciousness, because Joe Rogan's going to ask the question, what is consciousness and how does it unfold, right? And they're talking about the spirituality of consciousness with the ancient Egyptians and everything they believed in, right? So let's have a listen.
so confusing.
Very.
Just consciousness. Just like, what is it? Why are we conscious? What is it local, or are we tuning into consciousness? And when you die, where's that go? Where's that energy go? Is the soul a real thing? Like, what is the essence of life? What is the essence of human life and human consciousness? Those are perplexing questions.
They're very perplexing questions, which actually are of great significance to every one of us. Yeah, I mean, suppose death just is the end. Then that's a way not to have to take too much responsibility for our lives, for the impact that we've had on others, for the pain that we may have caused, or for the joy that we may have caused. If death's the end, there's no up or downside to that, whatever we do. But from the ancient Egyptian point of view, death's not the end, and you have been given the precious gift of life. What did you do with it? And there are moral aspects to that question. There's these 42 assessors, they're called the negative assessors, who ask the soul of the deceased questions about what they did in life. And those are all moral questions. They bear some relationship actually to the Ten Commandments. But there's another question, which is called the weighing of words. And that question is, what did you do with the gift we gave you? We gave you the gift of the human life. We gave you the gift of the opportunity to love or to hate, at your choice. We gave you the gift to live in a human body, to have this incredible consciousness, to be able to integrate all kinds of information from all kinds of spheres. What did you do with it? Did you leave the world a better place or a worse place than when you came into it? Did you hurt and damage and cause pain to others consistently out of wicked intent, not accidentally but deliberately causing pain? And there are human beings who do that. For the ancient Egyptians, that kind of behavior meant an introduction to Amit, the eater of the dead. And Amit is displayed in the judgment scene. He's a creature, part hyena, part lion, and he sits there, and certain souls do not go on. Their journey ends, and it ends because of the choices they made during life, and because they never...
So
All right. So that was a great conversation, a very open conversation about life, right? And how it begins, right? And how to be a good person, and you know, what you make of it, really, in reality. That's exactly what they're talking about. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just straight to the point. And whether you believe in a god or you don't, or just like the ancient Egyptians, you know, where they had their gods, and like he said, if you were a bad person, you're not going to go on. Your soul doesn't get to cross. We've heard this through many textbooks over and over, many Bibles and many religious contexts, and we've heard it all about the human soul, right? And where it comes from. And even in the vast reign of the universe where life began, even if you believe that there was a Big Bang, which probably did happen, and it's still expanding today, right? It's still going. And what they are saying is that the universe is moving. We're still moving all together as far as our galaxy, our planets. All of us and all these galaxies, thousands and millions and billions of galaxies are still moving and spreading. We just don't see it. We can't feel it. We're in this time and space, right? But it's all part of that frequency that we talked about. And then how did the ancient pharaohs and all those temples that they had and the rituals that they would use for people that were deceased and the mythology of it all, really, in reality, They would give offerings to the gods, right? And they thought that these rituals were necessary for the gods to continue and uphold the divine order of the universe, right? So this is what they were doing. This was why they had rituals of high priestesses. You know, the Egyptians had a lot of religious beliefs. Everything that we see there on the script writing and the hieroglyphs, it's all based on their religion and how they lived and how they died and how they prepared the bodies and what these temples were used for, right? I mean, they used patterns of religious symbolism, right, as on the walls. And a lot of these temples, they had like really enclosed halls. They had like open courts as well. Entrances with large pylons as well. Like a path into the afterlife, right? This is why these pylons and these giant megalithic structures were made to mimic the scene of the afterlife, really in reality, of what people see in the afterlife. We've heard people with the NDEs, near-death experiences, where they do see stuff like this. Some do experience these visual concepts after death. The pain goes away. They're around a great aura of white light. Something is pulling your soul into a tunnel, and it's pulling you without no control. But all the fear, the pain, the hurt, all that stays behind you. You don't take that with you, right? So we tend to symbolize these temples everywhere, right? All over the world, of course. Not just ancient Egypt, it's everywhere. It's in Greece, it's in Africa, it's in Australia. These temples are everywhere. Japan, China, pyramids are everywhere. And as human beings, we tended to, from the back ages, to understand that the afterlife, that there was something there, right? Where did they learn this from, really, in reality? Where did they learn this from? And just like we have had people here, right? And you have to think about this kind of deep. But just like people that have had NDEs here, near-death experiences, they die, then they come back. Then they tell this story of what they saw. Now, this has been going on since the beginning of time. So the Egyptians experienced this as well. People that probably died came back and told the tale of everything that was witnessed in the afterlife. And this is probably where they got their information from, where the soul is the actual temple of life, right? Which is us. We are the temple of life. And the frequency of 963 hertz, which is a universal frequency, resonates within us all, right? So when that frequency is played in your ears or in your tones or within these large speakers or around your body, you feel like a healing sensation of some sort, right? 963 hertz. And if you can, I highly suggest going to YouTube, and there's a lot of these God frequencies. They call them the God frequencies, healing frequencies, things like that, that you play in the background while let's just say you're working from home, or you're cleaning the house, or even at work, or something in your earbud, something to relax with. And don't just hear the tone, because there's one that's just the tone, which is playing that beep noise, and you don't want that. It'll be annoying after a while. But there's like a resonance song frequency played. All these keys in the instruments, right, that they're playing in the background are all in the 963 hertz, right, which is a low. 963 hertz means you can go down in key, you can go up in key. If you're like playing a piano, let's just when you hit the key lower and lower and it sounds the same, well, and you match the key, there you go. So you're still in that frequency. As long as they play it in that frequency, even if the keys change, it's still in the same frequency. So it harmonizes together, right? And it makes the sound that you need for healing or meditation, let's just say. And maybe, just maybe, that will unlock something in your mind or in your body for some sort of healing process. That is the possibility. Because why would they put it out there if it didn't work, right? And I believe it does, because I play it every day. And I feel great, really, in reality. Mentally and physically. Even when I'm having a bad day, let's just put it to you that way. I still have the tendency even to play the frequencies in the background, even if I'm having a bad day. My mood changes automatically. And why is that? It's like I'm harmonizing with the earth, or I'm harmonizing with the universe. Your body is, right? If you look deep into this is why the natives had it right the whole time. They had it right the whole time. When they say Mother Earth below our feet, everything was Mother Earth, the air, the flowers, the trees, everything has life to the natives. Everything breathes life. And the reason they call it Mother Earth, because it starts from a mother, right? The womb. Let's just say everything is born from a mother. A plant will grow from the ground. The wind will blow from its natural atmosphere. The water will come from the ground automatically. It'll spew out in the middle of nowhere, even in the sand, or even in a desert. How does this happen? Well, this is why I always say that the natives had it right. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back in just a second.
Alien Strand Podcast.
All right, welcome back. As we were talking about nature, and the divine power of the God frequency, 963 hertz, right? I'm going to read you a small little article about what the power of these sound frequencies can do of 963 hertz. So the ancient Indian tradition for yoga, for an example, has been using sound frequencies, mantras, for thousands of years to promote meditation, mental focus. Similarly, the ancient Egyptians, the Greeks, the Chinese used some sort of therapy to treat various ailments and enhance spiritual development. Modern science has also recognized potential sound frequencies in promoting wellness. For example, studies have shown that specific frequencies can help alleviate stress, enhance concentration, even promote the production of certain hormones. So the God frequency of 963 hertz is a unique frequency that has captured the attention of spiritual seekers and healers alike. All right. So I talked about this, how this is actually helping me. Am I a spiritual healer? I don't know. But I know it's kind of helping me. That's why I use it. And the frequency, the God frequency, it's believed to be a natural frequency of the universe, and it is. The frequency is said that it's got a powerful healing to promote spiritual growth, facilities, deep meditation, right? But what makes this unique? So there's have like a few examples of this, which is deep healing, regeneration. When you're exposed to this frequency, 963 hertz, the body and mind are said to enter a state of relaxation, allowing the healing process to commence. A frequency helps repair and damage tissues, reduce inflammation, and stimulate the production of endorphins, promoting sense of well-being. It's also said to give you spiritual growth and enlightenment. The frequency also helps individuals to connect with higher selves and open selves with spiritual experiences. In addition, this frequency aids in releasing energy blockages and balancing chakras, allowing for free flow of energy throughout the body. As a result, individuals may experience increased intuition, heightened creativity, and profound spiritual insights. All right. So, in other words, it's kind of going to open your mind a little bit more if you're already there. Gives you mental clarity as well. You can also manifest with this. You can manifest and aligning oneself with natural abundance of the universe. In other words, you can just say, hey, I want to be this person, or I want this to happen in my life. And you just keep manifesting it while you're playing this 963 hertz in the background. Attracting more positive frequencies towards you, right? And towards these experiences will give you a positive outcome. In other words, now you've moved into this positive enlightenment, right? You're no longer in a dark place. You're moving forward towards positivity. I talk about this with so many people. And it works. Believe you and me, it's been working for me here lately as I've been using it more and more and more. The more I play it, the more I concentrate, the more it gives me more self-awareness of my surroundings. And not just that, but it's like my spiritual entity inside of me has grown in different ways to where now the understanding of life, death, manifestations, extraterrestrials, universe, everything is starting to come together more and more. And then ever since I had that experience with a visual encounter, it seems to have opened my mind just a little bit more than it already was. But using this frequency, I'm able to concentrate more on everything around me towards positivity and towards helping others as well. So there's a few composers out there that have actually used it on mainstream music. The God frequency, 933 hertz. So Michael Taurel is the founder of Wholesome and Healing Frequency Project. He's a musician, author, speaker, exploring the power of more frequencies, including 933 hertz frequency for healing and personal transformation. John Stewart Reed uses acoustics, and the inventor of a cinemascope, a device to make sound visible. He's composed various healing frequencies, including 933 hertz, to create and promote spiritual growth. Gary Malkin is an Emmy Award winning composer, public speaker, and music health innovator. He's composed various healing frequencies, including 933 hertz, to individuals to achieve a state of deep relaxation and inner peace. Amanda Boson, visionary musician, researcher, has explored the power of sound frequencies, has composed music in the 933 hertz and other specific frequencies to facilitate spiritual awakening and transformation. So the God frequency holds the potential to unlock the divine power within each of us, transforming our lives through healing and spiritual growth and self-realization. Using the 963 hertz frequency into your meditation and healing practices may be the key to unlocking a world of profound wisdom and limitless possibilities. So we're learning that this frequency at 963, 933 have these same properties, right? Of healing. 963 and 933. Seems to be the 963 is a more popular frequency. is this the beginning stage of consciousness in that frequency to where our bodies resonate within the universe, within the sound of 963 hertz, to help our bodies heal of some sort, help us think a little clearer, and manifest good fortune, manifest your spiritual outcome, manifest yourself into a better person, and to help others. Right? We just heard John Hancock and the podcast of Joe Rogan as they talked about all that. The inner life, the inner peace, what did you do with your life, how it began, and how it will end. In all, we are all coming to the same exact end. We are all heading that direction. Every single one of us. We have a beginning and we have an end. And Mr. Hancock has a show there on Netflix, Ancient Civilizations, Season 1 and Season 2. Great thing to watch. You need to watch these. Amazing. He's not telling you how to think. He's just giving you a different outlook of the possibilities of that this may go deeper and further than we expect. First, we thought man was 2,000 years. Then it went 10,000 years. Then it went 15,000 years. Then they found bones from 300,000 years. And now they're finding bones even further back. They're finding footprints of people walking with dinosaurs. Hello, how long ago was that? Millions? Millions? And they're finding footprints, human footprints, next to these dinosaur prints. Which means that takes us back a little bit further. And it's all buried in layers and layers and layers. Right? But life begins somewhere, right? Within the universe. And these frequencies resonate within us all. And whether it gives us clarity, healing properties, better spiritual outcomes, a better mental thought process, then yeah, listen to it. I'm for it 150%. It's working for me. And I hope this works for you. As long as we stay and resonate within the universe. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It's a little deep. Yes, it was. But, I'm always here to give you some sort of push, right? A push to maybe self-healing, maybe it's a little bit more knowledge. Maybe you can show somebody out there that actually needs the help as well, right? And gets you that mental stress. Get it out of your life. Go to positivity. Learn something new every day. Open a book. Do some reading. Because reading is power. We've always been saying that for many, many of years, right? Even since we were kids, we were listening to this and watching it on TV. And it's exactly what it is. So the more you learn, the more you pass it on to somebody else, the better a person you will be as well, because you're showing them the right way, showing them how to be good people. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? And maybe, just maybe, we'll have a better afterlife. We'll make it to the other side, let's just say. All right, guys. Until then, I hope you guys catch us on 26 and 28 platforms: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, CastBox. You can even ask Alexa, play some Alien Strand podcast. Yes, she will. Or you can change it to wherever you want the voice to sound like, right? Yeah. So anyway, don't forget to catch our middle, the films, on Amazon Prime. They are all there. Go check them out. Go to our YouTube page. You can see the middle part 1 for free. Go to all my links. After this podcast, you see it under there in the comment section or on the description of this podcast. Go to all my links. Please click that. Click it. I'm sorry. Go to our sponsors. We have some sponsors there. Yes, we do. We have America's Coffee on there. Great coffee. I just had a few cups a little while ago. Man, I am amping 100%. But you know what? It's great coffee. I'm always love some good coffee. America's Coffee. Go look at that. Also, go to Snack Bitch 85. Go to that TikTok shop there. Go enjoy some of the stuff they got for sale there. Amazing stuff. Great Black Friday stuff still happening. I think so. And then now the Christmas stuff. A lot of coupons there. Go check it out. All right, guys. Until then, go find all our films in the middle. Go look us up everywhere. Go to all my links. You'll see everything there. All right. Until then, till next time, you guys have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good evening. And have yourselves a good night.
About CE5 and extraterrestrial contact, download my new book, now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple, and 14 other platforms. Book authored by Donald Ledesma. CE5, Frequencies of Contact.